Okay, here we go. Had to redo that for a second. Um, it's my birthday today. I'm 35. I wanted to do a birthday live stream because it keeps everybody entertained. To start it off this week, I had totally forgot about a place I used to live at, and somebody had tracked me down through Facebook. And when the guy sent me a friend request, I drew a blank on the name for like a few minutes, and I'm like, where do I know that name from? I'm like, I'm drawing a blank. I'm like, I recognize him from somewhere, but where? And eventually, the guy's, um, yep, I'm 35 today. So, yep, I only get to live that once. I got my coffee mug ready, a Cracker Barrel coffee mug. Hold on a second. Yep, there's my Cracker Barrel coffee mug. Um, I just, no, I have not yet. I'm waiting on one. And, so to start it off, I didn't plan it yesterday, but obviously it happened. I was supposed to work 11 to 4 at my Cracker Barrel job yesterday, and this helps out in my favor because it's even though it won't be on the check I got this week, but next week's check. Um, I didn't plan it, but I was working 11 to 4. I was supposed to work 11 to 4 yesterday. Obviously, at the last minute, we had a fucking call off, and this guy Bradley, who was doing dishes, with would have done them by himself if I didn't stay over. So to so to help Bradley out, I stayed from 11 in the morning to closing time yesterday at 11 o'clock, and I worked a 12-hour shift. Not my intent, but you got to do what you got to do. And I didn't like the idea of Bradley being by himself doing dishes all night, so I stayed to help him out. Um, some good news. Also, not really. I was hoping to go to the Sip coffee shop today because that's the one where they put weed in your coffee. But because my sister's at work, so more than likely I'm just gonna be stuck at home, not being able to do anything. Um, Other thing is, here I'm looking at my YouTube analytics here. Um, Now I gotta try to see if I can turn this around for just a second so that people can see this. My YouTube channel is doing way better this year than what it did last year. I'm telling you that right now. Um, so like right here, it shows that I'm up to 366 subscribers. I'm 134 subscribers away from possible monetization. With the new YouTube rules, they're putting you down for 500 subscribers now to be able to be monetized. 366 subscribers isn't bad. Um, just in the month of June alone, I got 2,254 views on my videos. Um, Now in 2022, you'll see how many views I got. Last year alone, I got 7,744 views, and I got way more views this year than what I had last year. I mean, yeah. So 2022, I got 7,744 views. Um, this year alone, 13,089. That's almost 6,000 views more than what I had last year, which is actually not bad. And then overall, I am 11 views away from 83,000. That's my overall view count. Um, there is no comments though. I mean, on some of these videos because sometimes it's just like that. Um, Now I missed it yesterday because I was at work, but because like I've said before, I am a big sports fan. Basketball for the NBA draft was yesterday, but because I was at work, but I don't have cable, so I couldn't watch any of the NBA drafts. Yeah, there is going to be one in the next, probably by Monday. I have to do that one. But the NBA draft was yesterday, and I missed it. Um, the Bulls didn't really have anybody drafted, but they did trade for one. So the Bulls are getting Julian Phillips. who's a 6'8" he's a 6'8" small forward. Um, Now that tall guy from France, Wembayana, got drafted by San Antonio, and Wembayana is one of the tallest is going to be one of the tallest players in the 7'5". Um, I have not seen him play, so I couldn't tell you what how good he is, but people are saying that he's good. Um, Also with baseball, my Cubs were off yesterday, so they didn't lose or win. So, but to spark it off, for the Cincinnati Reds fans, and I'm pretty sure there are some around. Joey Votto has finally made his debut this week after missing almost a whole year. And I thought the guy retired because the guy's 40 years old. I thought he was already retired and gone. Obviously not the case. But Joey Votto was still playing at 40 years old, and he just finally made his debut this year after missing almost a whole year of not playing. Um, Sometime in the next week, I'm going to be doing interviews for my YouTube videos. I do have one. I do have one interview scheduled. I just gotta figure out a time and place to get it done. Um, the guy I'm going to be interviewing is a guy named Zoe. He's a store owner of the hotspot, which is right down the street from me, and and he said he'd be willing to let me interview him and just ask him questions about the job, ask him questions about how he got into ownership of his business, and what he wants to see out of it. Um, there's gonna be more questions than just a few, but that will be a start. I have to if there was an adult actor in my area, then yes, I would. Somebody named Jack just joined. I don't know. I gotta Yeah, but you gotta pay a lot of them too just to be able to message them. I was trying to do that the other day. Um, I don't. I tried figuring that OnlyFans things out too. They say you can create an account and a lot of people are making good money off of it. I thought about that myself. I'm like, what if I create an OnlyFans account and see how I do? That might work myself too. Um, that too, Chatterbait. For the people that wish me happy birthday, thank you guys. Like I said, I'm 35. Um, I'm just not really doing much for it, but I do got my coffee ready. And I got, where the hell I put that at? Hold on here. See if I can find it. I know I still have it somewhere. I'm forgetting where I put a lot of my shit at. I know I have it somewhere. I had a CBD stick, but I know it's in here somewhere. Um, yep, I do got my Pepsi can collection. Yeah, those are all my pop cans. I was gonna take them in today, but my sister's got the fucking car, so I can't do shit. But this can be considered kind of like my birthday present, but it's really not. I got this a few days ago. The Wishmaster film collection. That's the one about the evil genie, where basically the Wishmaster evil genie basically he grants you wishes, but then something bad had to happen for something bad had to happen in order for the wish to come true. Um, I think the guy's name was that was one of the movies, but then I also got these two, and I didn't get the chance to show these off yet either. So I got like 6 movies in the past. Shit. I got like 6 movies in the past week. Actually, maybe more than that. So we got the four film collection of Wishmaster, and then I got these. Um, This is when I was at Family Dollar the other day. Or not Family Dollar, the Dollar Tree. Sorry, they're almost alike, but yeah. This one is called Street King. It's about underground fighting. I've never seen the movie, but it looks pretty good. Um, this one is about the Boston Red Sox when they won the World Series back in 28. I think it was 2018. Um, I'm not a Red Sox fan, but this seems pretty interesting, so I picked it up. I'm a Cubs fan, but I do if they had a video about the Cubs and the 2016 World Series, then I would have picked it up, but they didn't. This one is about the President Lyndon Johnson. Um, LBJ is about Lyndon Johnson, who was a president from 63 to 69, and he took over when Kennedy got assassinated. Um, this one is called Beast of Burden, which stars Daniel Radcliffe, and if for the people who don't know, and I'm pretty sure some people do know, Daniel Radcliffe is best known for playing Harry Potter, and he's now just changed up his acting roles after the Harry Potter series ended. Now, this one, and because I'm a big Bruce Willis fan, I'm not going to pass up any movies with Bruce Willis in it, and I just happened to find this one, Hearts War. So those were the movies I got this week. I don't know if you would consider them birthday presents, but it keeps me entertained. Once I get my Blu-ray player set up to my Universal Remote, then I don't have to keep getting up off the couch all the time. And just good news is because I rebranded my channel from doing political to just doing news around Maribel. My views in the last week alone, with all the videos I posted, I've gotten over 600 views. Which is great, just thinking about that, because for a while I was struggling to get any views in any videos. And then when I rebranded the channel to just doing around the Maribel, Indiana area, because I live in Maribel, the 600 views have just blown up, and it's getting me somewhat more noticed than what I did before. And it's like I said, it's great when you're starting to get noticed on videos, because it's like then you're like wow. But I am getting into contact back with a lot of these people that I used to know from my other place. Sometimes it's like when the guy sent me a friend request yesterday, I almost drew a blank on the guy's name, and I'm like, I recognize the guy from somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. And then eventually it dawned on me that we were at that we went to school together, and I'm like, but the guy tracked me down after almost 18 years. I'm like, damn, I'm surprised he still remembered me. And it just happens. Um, but he's actually got a good paying job. Another guy that I was there with too. What was the other guy's name? There was a guy named Keith I remember too, and this guy Keith is actually working by building fire escapes on the back of buildings. Of course, I'd be traumatized because for me, I'm afraid of heights, so that's not something I'm gonna do. Um, and then I've been binge watching the TV show what the hell was it Law and Order SVU. I just reached season 20. Um, I didn't watch it yesterday. My original plan was that when I got off of work at 4, that I would just go home, sleep for a little bit, then get up and watch Law and Order SVU, or finish up watching the last episode for of season 1 for Saturday Night Live, which I just did. So now I'm on season 2 of Saturday Night Live, and they got all 48 seasons of the show, which I'm surprised it's been on the air that long, with all the racist shit that they put into that show. they got some racist shit in the show. So basically, I'm surprised with all the shit that they pulled off in the show that they're still having on, because they got away with so much shit, just like with South Park and Family Guy. That show has gone away with those shows have gone away with so much shit that you're surprised that they've been on the air for as long as they have. Um, um, I'm gonna have to figure it out sometime in the next week once I figure it out. YouTube has an option that when you do go live, that you can invite a guest if you send them a link. Um, that you can invite a guest on and speak with them. That would be another option too. Um, so maybe next week when I figure it out, I could send an invite link to anybody, and they could come onto the show and we could just talk and shoot the shit. I have to figure out how to do it exactly, like send the link out. Because like I said, I've been doing YouTube videos, but because they're adding some new shit into it, I'm still learning all the new stuff that they just updated and done. So that'll be another thing I want to do, is getting people on. Um, but most of my views for like the 600 views I got in the past week, most of those views were done on 3 different buildings that on 3 different the videos were kind of the same, but it was centered on the 3 videos were centered on the same building, where I went over talking to people at this apartment complex across the street from me, where the people got evicted because or not, I wouldn't say evicted exact or necessarily, let me rephrase that. um the video was about these people being kicked out of the apartment because the apartment was filled with mold. So basically, the fire department condemned the building and kicked all 30 plus residents out because they considered it unsafe and uninhabitable. Um, and it wasn't just one building, it was 2 buildings, but one building got kicked out due to the mold, and the other building, the people got kicked out because the building collapsed. Which I felt kind of bad for the people, because I'm like, well, hell, fuck, I was like, you guys just paid rent and now you guys are out of it, now you guys are out of your apartment now, and I felt kind of bad for the people. Um, now for my YouTube channel, though, with the view count and everything else I get, give it about a couple more days and I'll be past 83,000 views, which is actually pretty good. If I can break 100,000 by next year, great. And the more views I get, the better off I'll be. On my review channel, maybe on Monday I'll have another porn video out, seeing how that goes. I do happen to notice that on my review channel, when I do talk porn, that most of those videos do get the most views, except for one of them didn't get. But one of the porn videos didn't get a whole bunch of reviews at all. I have to look at that one in a minute and see. Actually, let me check this here. If I can. Oh, it's not even up here. Hold on. Now I just picked up. I might have to add it in here, but hold on. Actually, it's gonna have to give me a minute because I have to look and see. Actually, I might do that. Okay, I have to add my other account on my tablet. It's only recognizing me for one and not the other. But on my other other YouTube channel, for the review channel, there is one porn video that I put up, but when I was showing my porn collection. That one got like 4,000 views, and it's still going. I'm pushing damn near 5,000 views on that video, which is actually kind of surprising to think about. And then there was another porn video I did, where I was talking about my favorite porn stars. That video got 500 views, if not more. Um, the Asian hooker one got about 400 views, or damn near it. Um, then there was another one called Bum Rushed. That one I don't think got that many as I was hoping for. But you know, some videos just might not get the amount of views, might not get the views that you're looking for. Um, I don't think. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll might Hans and Andrew from Over and I Drive on maybe in the next week or two. And like, that's how I got. The funny thing is that I got noticed by them, not intentionally, but you know, they found me when I had did a video about Chester Bennington dying. Um, I had did a remembrance video of Chester Bennington, who was the lead singer to Linkin Park, at one point, and they actually liked the effort that I put into making that video. And then one thing just led to another. I've been a frequent guest on their show. Whenever they do their live streams, I'm a frequent guest on the show, um, and stuff like that. And after I got noticed by them, some of my videos started blowing up when I talk about them. Um, and they do know that it's my birthday today, so I'm guessing that they're gonna say something about it. Um, let's see, my mom did put this up, and you're gonna see how cute and adorable I was when I was a kid, if I find this. Um, I am. It doesn't always tell me right away. Um, Let me see if I can find it. I think my mom was the one that put it up. Yep, here we go. This is a picture of me when I was a baby. Kind of blurry, but you could see it. Um, Hold on here. That is a picture of me when I was about a year old. God, time does fly. Um, and my mom put it up, and she said, "Happy birthday to my son," who was, even though she did use my birth name, Ryan, who was 35 years old. But my Cracker Barrel job knows me as Rusty because that's the name I prefer to use. Um, there are 7 comments on the video. Most of them are people that I don't know except for one person. Um, but yep. God, time does fly. I think that's one of only a few pictures I have of me and my of me when I was when I was a baby. I think there might have been one other one, but I have to basically. I'm not gonna go on the hunt looking for every damn thing. Um, my mom didn't plan it this way either, but I have 2 brothers whose also birthdays land in June, and they just had theirs. My one brother's birthday was June 17th, and my other brother's was June 18th, and now mine's is today, June 23rd. My mom didn't plan it that way; it just happened. Um, and now moving on to other things. Cracker Barrel had started a new app. Of course, everybody's bitching about it. The only difference between this new app and the other one that we were using is that the last app we were using, Front Porch Service, you could see your schedule, but it wouldn't tell you how many hours you were scheduled for the week. Um, and on this new app, when you clock in and out, it updates on the phone how many hours you've done for the day, and each day that you work, it's going to add up the hours, so it's easier. Um, so it's easier to keep track. Now, Cracker Barrel doesn't like when people do overtime, and I just found this out and I didn't notice it, but because I had worked a 12-hour shift yesterday, I went to go clock out at like 11:30, and because I had been clocked in since 11 o'clock yesterday morning, I didn't realize that at Cracker Barrel that if you work over 12 hours, the computer automatically clocks yourself out. So when I went to go clock out yesterday, the computer was telling me I was already clocked out. I'm thinking, how? I didn't remember clocking out. I'm like, I didn't remember putting in my employee ID number and my last four numbers of the social and then clocking out. And that's how we do it. You have your employee ID and then the last four digits of your social. And I'm thinking, okay, I put my employee ID number in. I put my social number in, my last four numbers of my social in. I'm thinking, how's the computer saying I'm clocked out when I didn't put my information in? And then the manager Gary told me, oh, because you worked over 12 hours, the computer automatically clocks you out. And of course, Brian doesn't like my other manager. Brian doesn't like when overtime happens with everybody, and usually they'll send people home once they hit 40 hours. Yesterday, I ended up with 40 hours and 21 minutes, and that's what's going to be on next week's check. Um, so I'm going to have 21 minutes of overtime. Of course, they're just going to have to fucking deal with it. Yeah, I know. But, like right now, there's not really much for jobs that I can do because I don't have a lot of experience. Um, one of the guys that sent me a friend request yesterday said that he works for a company, and at first I wasn't recognizing the company. He works for an espresso machine company called Maletta, and he said that Cracker Barrel has Maletta coffee machines, and of course Cracker Barrel just replaced their espresso machine. The last one we had broke. Um, so the new one that we got is a Maletta. I've never really had like the Maletta one. So see, I'm the type of person that milks the clock. So I don't care if they rip me off on hours. I'm gonna keep milking the clock for what it's worth. Um, so even though they got me scheduled for like 20 some hours next week, the new schedule starts Saturday. I milk the clock, meaning I come in and I stay over my shifts if without them even asking me. Some of the people are threatening to quit because they're not getting the hours, but what are you gonna expect? And somebody did accept my friend request. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, another guy that I knew from a long time ago. Yeah, I'm messaging the guy to see what he says back. Um, I said that basically it's been a long time since I seen you. This guy's name. Even though he uses a fake name on Facebook, so I'm not gonna say it, and I know his real name. Um, I just messaged him and said it's been a long time. He's writing back right now, so hold on. Let's see what he says. Some people just randomly search your name and they find you. Um, Obviously not to make it too hard anyway, but Yep. He just said, "What's up?" He's like, "What's up, bud?" He's like, "I hope life is doing you good, man." Yeah. Hold on, let me message him back. Ah, crap. Sometimes you're trying to type something and then it kind of screws up a little bit. I'm messaging him about where I live at. So if he ever is in the area, then he could see, like, ah, crap, here. Yep, there we go. Now I'm messaging him. There we go. Okay, that's set. Sometimes it's not always easy. Um, it's kind of a bad thing because these guys all have licenses and I'm still waiting on mine. I got a learner's permit, which shows that I can drive, but, you know, with my mom's car being down, there's not much I can do. So I'm stuck kind of where I'm at. And these are actually pretty good, though, too. I actually got these the other day when I was at Meyer. These little cheese danishes. These are blueberry flavor. Of course, I'm a big fan of blueberry, and it's blueberry and cream cheese icing, frosting on it. Um, but those are pretty good. They even had a little cookies and cream cupcake one, too, and I finished those off, but those were pretty good, too. Um, on my phone, it never tells me, it never really, unless they have it that way, they don't always tell you who subscribes. Um, Let me see here. Now I just picked up my 367 subscriber, but it never tells you who subscribed unless I check my email. My emails usually tell me who subscribes and who doesn't. The one guy will subscribe to me. Let's see who else did, if anybody. Okay, it's not telling me right now, so I guess sometimes people say, sometimes people have it as a private setting, so you're not gonna see you're not gonna always see who subscribes. I guess I'll check it later. Um, but at least I got 367, so 133 more subscribers to go, and I'll break the then I'll break the 500, and then we'll go from there and seeing if they will let me be monetized. You just gotta refrain from swearing because, you know, it's like YouTube will demonetize you if you swear within the first 15 seconds of a video, so you gotta refrain from it. Um, but just to let people know, I do love to swear. Um, I just try to refrain from it a lot of times when I'm doing the YouTube videos, and sometimes it's just, like, not too easy to do. I guess I have to add that later, okay, so we'll skip that one out by adding the other YouTube account in there on the tablet. But I guess I'll get more. I guess I'll get more views and subscribers too on the other channel too once I start putting out the notice for that. Um, Also, YouTube here also lets you know how many views you got in the last 2 days alone. Right now, not including this video because it's gonna have to. It would only get included after I post the video. The last 2 days I got 168 views. Um, it fluctuates in between 168 and 270 in the last couple of days alone. So for this live stream, it's not going to be the only thing I got today. There might be another video out later on. That's one of those little individual smaller videos, where it might be a few minutes here and there, depending on what I'm talking about pertaining to the news of Mirabel. But 168 views still isn't bad. So at least it keeps you updated on what's been posted and what hasn't been. Um, there is some stuff that they always add on here, and I'm looking at it. They always have a new subscribers report in YouTube Analytics, but like I said, they don't always tell you who subscribes because some people have it public and other people have it private, so you never know who subscribed to you and who doesn't sometimes. If I can get enough subscribers on my YouTube channel, I do want to create a merch line where I can create my own merchandise. Um, and that can also factor in money too. Um, they do have what they call I'm also thinking about getting into. I've only posted a few, but I'm also getting into the idea of doing YouTube Shorts. Depending on how long you make the video, it can be anywhere between 15 seconds to a minute. But the YouTube Shorts are like a minute long, and they can't go anything longer than that. Um, this will be something to look into. I'm looking at this. Um, it says get creator tips. One video says build the community by recording and posting what excites you the most. Connect with your audience in real time with video and chat. And the other one is easily create short videos with just your phone. That would be like that little symbol right there is the short videos where where like I said those short videos don't last longer than a minute and they can't be anything longer. Um, and you can get subscribers off of short videos too. So it just depends on what people are interested in. Um, but I'll take a look at that later to see what I can find and what might be helpful for me. Um, I also get emails once in a while too, and it tells me like how my channel did for the month. Now YouTube is telling you that if you have a saved playlist that it would not show up on the channel page. Obviously, like I said, they're making changes and everything else like that. They also have a thing about protecting your YouTube channel to make sure that it doesn't get hacked. Um, Now, for one, I do want to get into editing videos, possibly on YouTube, if I had the money to do so, and hire an editor. Um, I just don't have the money to do all that right now. Some people are making their YouTube channel into a business. That's what my plan is. It's just a matter of breaking the amount of subscribers that you need to be able to get that done. Um, they do have live streaming restrictions. Let's see what the restrictions are on live streaming. Let's see. The community guidelines. Yeah, sensitive comments, basically. Um, I knew about that one. Basically, you can't use anything racist. You can't basically attack somebody because of the way they look. Um, so basically, what YouTube does is that they put the comment into being held for review, and for the like for me being a moderator in my own channel for YouTube, it's up to me to decide whether to let those comments come through or not. Um, so now we're up to 367 on subscribers. That's pretty good. I have to check and see if I could find out who subscribed and who didn't. Um, just to just to throw this out there, I don't know how many people watched it, but I did a video for Indiana a couple days ago. Um, If you don't know, the Indiana state is also known as the Hoosier state. So when you see articles that say Hoosier state, that's usually Indiana residents. I'm considered a Hoosier because I live in Indiana, and I have for the past 14 years. So there was an article put up about the struggle of the Indiana residents paying their rent and how they weren't making enough, basically from their job to keep up with the expenses. Um, Now they're stating that Indiana makes less than your average worker. Your average worker makes about 70,000 a year, while the average Indiana resident makes about 59,000 a year. That's about $11,000 less than your average worker. Um, Now, if you're in Indiana, in order for you to make your rent and to have money left over for you to do shopping and do all this other stuff, you need to be making at least $20 an hour. 99% of the people in Indiana make less than that. You need to make at least 19 an hour, basically, or 20, just to be able to pay your just to be able to pay your rent and everything. And 99% of the people make less than the $19 an hour. For me, I make less than 19. Um, but still, there's not much I can do about that. So it's just one of those things that basically you can't control what job you have and what they pay you. Um, but like I said, but obviously a lot of people. But so they were given a breakdown. Is that a third of the Indiana residents are renters. I'm considered a renter because I rent my own apartment. Um, Even though my apartment rips me off basically on my rent anyway, 99% of the shit doesn't work here, and I'm paying $8.20 for what? Um, so, but a lot of people were saying that the cost of living is up, but but the wages aren't. Indiana supposedly is supposed to put in a $15 an hour minimum wage. I think that's supposed to kick in sometime in July. Let's see if that even actually happens, if at all. Um, I'm so behind on my movie watching too, but I do have Voodoo, Tubi, and on Peacock where I could just watch movies if I can, and also with Netflix. Um, like I said, I'm still having it on hold, but Netflix did drop that TV show SWAT with Shamar Moore. Um, Obviously have not got around to it yet, but that's gonna be another thing. In the next week or two, I'm gonna have to test out that microphone again, and I might add some karaoke videos into my review thing when I'm singing the songs. So that's gonna be another thing too that I might coordinate karaoke in. Um, because that's technically what that microphone was used for. It was more like a karaoke thing, but you could use it for YouTube videos and everything if you wanted to also. Um, yeah, I don't think they're gonna let me comment on my own videos. Um, that's just the way it is. Like I said, I'm so used to different things on this. Um, Obviously, okay. We'll skip that one. Um, yeah, I'm still trying to figure all this out. I'm like I said, I've been doing YouTube videos for 5 years. Also, I'm gonna have another live stream on July 8th. Possibly. I gotta look and see what day that is. Um, but on July 8th, I'm gonna try to do a YouTube video. Okay, so that might be a Saturday. Depends on what day I work. Um, that might be a Saturday. Yeah, that would be a Saturday, depending on if I work or not. I'm gonna have a live stream out celebrating my 5-year anniversary of doing YouTube videos. Um, sorry about that for a second. I'm adjusting myself. Um, sometime in August, if I can get the time off, I'm gonna be in Tinley Park, possibly, because I'm going to, I think it's, actually, it might be August 18th. Yeah, I think it's August 18th and 19th. I'm gonna try to get the day off. Doesn't mean I will, because I'm going to a concert, and this concert I'm going to go see Nickelback. Basically, they're going to be in Tinley Park, so I'm going to go see Nickelback, possibly. It's just a matter of if I can get enough money saved and my mom's car up and running for me to go. For the people that did subscribe to my channel, for the new people, ever since I left that one place, I do get some alcohol once in a while, but obviously I only drink light liquor, stuff that's not really heavy. This is one of them. Mike's Hard Lemonade. The other one is this. Obviously I haven't drank it yet today. Apple cider with alcohol is the other one. This one's called Ace. Oh no, this one's called Joker's Ace. You get it from California, and it's basically it's apple cider with alcohol mixed into it. Obviously, haven't gotten but those are like my two drinks that I like the most. And those are basically, the Mike's Hard Lemonade has a 5% alcohol content in it, and this one tells you on here what's in it. Let me see here. This one's got a little bit of a higher alcohol content with 7% of alcohol. So yeah. So, and also this is my microphone. For the people that have not seen it, like the 2 new subscribers. This has the Bluetooth capability on it. So basically, you just turn the microphone on, pair it to your phone, and then on your phone you go into the Bluetooth capability, look for the code on the microphone, and then just pair it, and then you could speak right into it through your phone, and through the microphone. So that's what I had to do. But it is pretty cool. I've used it a few times. It is kind of staticky a little bit, so I gotta figure that out and kind of work that in and tweak that. With animals, I have a fascination with wolves. I have a bookmark that has a wolf on it. Pretty cool, don't you think? And then there's this. Now, I had lost my last. Hold on a second here. I had lost my last one, so I couldn't figure out what the hell happened to it. So here. This is my pocket knife that I got. Yes, I do. I have the Underworld film series, which has to do with vampires and werewolves. I got that. Oh God, where is this at? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but this is my pocket knife. I had one similar to this, and then I lost it somehow, and then I went and got another one. Get myself adjusted here. Okay, yep. I don't know. Since I don't do a lot of live streaming on YouTube, I don't know how long you can make your live stream videos. I'm thinking you can make them as long as you want. I think, but like I said, I don't do a whole lot of live streams, so I was just testing stuff out. Yeah. So my favorite movie when it comes to werewolves would have to be Underworld, which is centered on vampires and werewolves. It's about a war that was supposed to be between the two. The first movie that they did of Underworld shows them being in the middle of the war, but in the second and third movie, or I think it might have been the third one shows how the war started. No, I don't think I know that one. I don't think I know Dog Soldiers. Um, Now who's in Dog Soldiers? Because that's not something I don't remember hearing about. Oh, crap, wrong one. Go back there. Here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm so far behind on my movie watching, so there's gonna be a lot of movies that people might mention that I might not know. Now, who was in this movie? Because I don't remember. Okay, so that is a British werewolf film. Yeah, I just pulled it up on my phone. I was reading the description of the movie. Yeah, it says British werewolf action horror film. Oh damn! The only actor I know in the movie is Kevin McKidd. The only reason why I know Kevin McKidd is because he was on Grey's Anatomy and he was also in a couple movies that I own. He was in the movie Kingdom of Heaven, which I own, and then he was also in the movie the Percy Jackson, the first movie, as playing the character Poseidon. Um, oh yeah, that seems pretty interesting. If I can find it on let me see if they have it on here that tells you they'll have that when you look up a movie, it will tell you where you can watch it at if they have it available. Um, it says they have it on Tubi. I guess I might have to check that out then. Let me see. Okay, let's check it out here. According to my phone, it says that they have it on Tubi, so I'm guessing I'm gonna have to look for just a second to see if I can find it. And I'll let you know if they have it, because then it might be something I can watch. Um, let's get. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna have to wait a minute. Sometimes you could just type in the movie and then see if it comes up with anything or not. Here. Guess we'll find out in a minute if they have it or not. What? Let's go. We're looking for movies. Okay, here we go. Movies. I have seen my fair share of horror films, so we're gonna. Okay, that's not one. Okay, search. Um, let's see if we have it here. They got Deep Blue Sea. That's about sharks. Okay. They got one movie called Dog. Oh, yep, here we go. I think this might be it here. Let me see. Um, Here we go. Yep. It's in it's in Tubi, and it's an hour and 45 minutes. At least you get to watch it for free, so that's good. So I guess I'll watch that later today, or if not, then they keep them in there until for a while. As long as I get it watched before they take it out, then we're good. Because Tubi, I think every couple of months they switch out the movies and they put new ones in. Um, so yep. But technically, I do like to watch like Voodoo more because at least with Voodoo, they got more movies to pick from, that are free, and I can't always watch every movie because it would take me forever just trying to watch everything. But at least I know that Tubi has that movie, and of course, I'm not gonna pass up anything with Kevin McKidd in that either. Um, yeah. And I just finally got my second raise for my job. Um, then they give you new hats and everything too. Here's my new hat. So my Cracker Barrel job, basically you get 2 stars when you power up. So the 2 stars indicate that I got 2 raises already since being there. Then I'm going to be working on my third one sometime in October, and then I'll get my third raise. Um, my third raise will put me past 14 an hour, um, which is not bad, but not great either. Um, like I said in my area, if you're ever going to find a job, it's basically either going to be fast food, car dealerships, or working at a grocery store. So there's not really much choices in my area where I live at for jobs. Um, so that's something to keep in mind if you're ever in this area and you were living here, that you're not going to find much other than grocery stores, fast food, or car dealership jobs. That's basically all that's out here. Unless you like working in a library or an office job. For me, I've never really been much to want to work in an office. Um, so it's just things to keep in mind. Um, I am finishing up one book. I should have it done by sometime later on today or tomorrow. This is the one I was telling Panda on Instagram about, called The Greek Myths and Tales. I only got like 20 something pages left to read on it, and we'll be good. Now hold on a second here while I look for something. Because I'm looking for something on here. I think I was at like 432 on pages. Yeah, right here. Okay. Yep. So I got like I said, I have 20 something pages left to read. Thank you, Negative YouTube. Yep. It is my birthday. Like I said, I'm 35 years old. I didn't really have a whole lot of plans for it, except for my only two plans were to get a birthday cake, which I haven't yet. And my original plan was to go to the Sip Coffee House in Crown Point, where they put weed in your coffee. So if you ask for it, that is, you gotta ask for like they only give you 12 or 24 milligrams of the CBD oil in your coffee. But obviously, I'm probably not gonna be able to make it out there today for it. Um, oh yeah, it is, but but I don't have a birthday cake. I don't have a way to get to the Sip Coffee House. But if you're ever in Indiana, in the Crown Point or Marable area, Crown Point is actually where the fun is. I took a picture of it before. I have to see if I can find it. But in, I think it's yeah, it's in Crown Point, but it sits in front of a Speedway gas station, off of the street called Main. No, I do not. I don't think I have one, and I don't have any cake stuff either. At least not any of the ingredients for it. Um, but what I do like about Crown Point is where all the fun is. You got a bunch of old-fashioned houses. There's a people out there that got the old-fashioned cars a lot, and they always do car shows out in that area. That's why it's all fun. Also, what I do like is that there's this little thing that sits off to the side of the road, and it's actually got an army tank that sits on this little piece that's in the road. And I took a picture of it, and it's an actual real tank, but it's been sitting there for years. Um, since I've been out here for 14 years. Um, the only bad news that actually there could be more, there's always more bad news than anything. The only bad news that I read this week that I actually found and I felt bad for the people was that submarine. There was a submarine that went underwater and they went looking for the Titanic. And the problem was the particular submarine they're on, and I felt kind of bad for it, was that somebody must have so they couldn't get out. The people couldn't get out of the submarine. Of course, when you're underwater and there's too much pressure, you're not going to be able to get out anyway. The submarine ended up exploding, and it caused everybody to drown. And I felt kind of bad for the people for that. It depends on who it was. That wasn't during the Rodney King riots, was it? Or was that something else? Um, Now, I don't know what you guys think about this. I got this the other day too, and it's kind of like this is a little cap that you put on top. Yeah. So anyway, this is a little cap thing. So if you ever have sodas, or if you ever have beer cans, you put this on top of the thing. So when I have a pop can, it would work easily because it covers the pop can, and it also would cover a beer can too. So anyway, you put this on top. So like, let's say you ever walk outside, and you gotta use the bathroom or anything like that, and you go outside for something. You put this over the beer can or the soda can, and it keeps the bugs from getting in, and it keeps the drink from going flat faster. So yeah, that works too. Um, so I'm gonna ask a question here, and you tell me what you think would be the better idea. YouTube has an option so that when you do go live, you can invite a guest on. Who do you think my first guest should be? If I was going to invite a guest on to interview them, who do you want the first guest to be? Once I start figuring it out all together. It could be anybody. I don't know. If it's options, I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be a fan from the YouTube channel. It could be just any random person on YouTube in general itself who has another YouTube channel. I'm keeping my options open. It could be my Instagram followers. It could be my Facebook followers. I do not. Who is Main Food Reviews? I got a few people in mind. One of them is so one of the channels I do follow, and I've thought of them for a while too, and bringing them on when I get the chance, is Overnight Drive podcast. As I stated before, I've been a frequent contributor on their channel, and they actually kind of promoted me in a way to a base in New York, because that's where they're from. And I do want to make my way to New York to go visit these guys. I met one of the guys. The other guy I have not yet to meet. I met the guy Andrew, but the other guy Hans I have not met yet. And Andrew was a pretty cool guy. Um, not and they decided to basically start their own podcast, and I got the idea of creating my own podcast from them. And the other thing was, um, they are also singers too, so they're professional singers. They got albums out and everything like that. I've listened to some of their songs. Um, Another guy um, is a guy named Knox. He's the lead singer to a band called Enforced. I thought about bringing him on, and Enforced is considered more of a heavy metal group, not like your typical metal that you would hear on the radio, but this is more heavier. It's considered it's considered similar to Earth Crisis. Basically, Earth Crisis is like a death metal group, and Enforced is kind of like that. So my choices are like I could have anybody on, but these are some of the choices until we start figuring out how well it's going to be. Um, so my choices are Overnight Drive, being one of the people. Um, Another one is Knox from the group Enforced. Um, Another one is this guy Steven. He's one of my followers on Instagram, and I thought about bringing him on YouTube too. He was on my live stream last week, but I'm surprised he's not today because I haven't seen him come in. Um, another one is a girl named Lily. Um, I've thought about bringing her on too. Um, I got to talk to her and I met her once when I was working my old job. Um, Another guy, I have him on my YouTube channel, even though we have different views on different things. But that's just the point. You can always set aside your differences and just talk random shit. We both live in Indiana, and we're both around the same area. And his name is Raging Rob. Um, I thought about bringing him on a couple times. Um, but it's all a matter of trying to find out who you want to bring on. So those are my options right there. So would you want me to review the podcast guys first, or if I could send a link to one of the singers um, of Enforced, I could do that too. Just a matter of figuring out how to do everything. And if you don't want to bring a guest on, you just have to enable that thing by turning it off. But I keep my options open. Like I could always bring a guest on if I choose to. Just to be able to shoot the shit with, and it makes it more interesting. Um, but now the good thing is that now we're up to 367 on subscribers, possibly. Let me see here. My phone tells me every time somebody's but it doesn't always give me the names of everybody. So let's see here for a minute. Yep, so I'm up to 367. So with YouTube changing the rules now to where you can get 500 subscribers now, and all you need is 3,000 minutes of watch time, watch that explode, and then people are going to start like basically trying to put YouTube videos out. What's kind of changed though is what kind of changed me though is that I started, like, before I made the mistake and posting a lot of videos all at once. Um, I was posting 5 videos a day, 6 videos a day, thinking that this is what I had to do to get noticed, but not always the case. So basically, I started off doing political and sports videos. Eventually, I stopped doing sports videos for a while, then it just branched off into political. And then after a while, I'm thinking, maybe I'll just switch up the topic of what I'm talking about. So for the past week or two, I've been doing nothing but videos centered on Maribel, Indiana. And instead of posting like the 5 or 6 videos a day, I started bogging it down to like maybe just a couple videos in the week, just to give myself some time and basically just relaxation. So basically doing a couple videos a week. That's basically just different. Doesn't mean they're gonna be all on the same day. I could have a couple videos out today, then be done for a few days, and then come back again. That's just how it is. Now, I think that's pretty much all there is today. I might have a birthday live stream up on Instagram also. I don't know how many. I know some of my YouTube followers follow me on Instagram. I just have to basically put out the name for it, or there might be a link in Facebook on the bottom part of the video when I upload it. I think there might be a link. My Instagram account, I don't remember, and there are links to my Patreon thing. And there is a link to my Patreon thing. That the Patreon is for basically donations and everything, and for whatever. That's if people are interested to donate money. They don't have to. I'm not going to force somebody to donate if they don't want to. My sister had went to a baby shower the other day, and I got these. They're gummies. Only problem is they're not the edible kind. I would rather have the edible gummies with the weed, but those don't have that, so neither does this one. There's like 2 of these. One's a blue color, one's a white color. I'm just disappointed that they don't have edibles. At least not in that. Overnight Drive wasn't on here either to comment like they were last week. But I guess I'll get them on when I do my Instagram live stream. When I go live with my Instagram live stream, then we'll go check from there. And Overnight Drive does have their own podcast. You could find it on a few different podcasting apps. One of them is Google Podcast, and the other one is Podbean. You can find their channel on there. And there are some videos that they have where there's like several of them that they have where I'm talking back and forth with them. And you can hear them, and you can hear that on the videos where I'm talking back and forth with them. Yes and no. It's more like they interview me as a guest. So if you're ever on Google Podcast or you're ever on Podbean, you will actually hear me talking with them, and they're asking me questions, and I'm giving my responses back. And if you saw from my videos right now, I do get kind of nervous when I get put into a quick position like that. Like like sometimes I will stutter over the words. That's just a force of habit. I think I have to look at the first episode. But I think the first episode that I appeared on with them was an episode called Fort Plow. So if you look up, so if we go to Google Podcast and you look up Overnight Drive, you will find an episode called Fort Plow, and that was the first episode that I appeared on. I don't think you're going to find it on YouTube. I do know that they did have their own channel, Actually, you might find it on YouTube on one of the videos when they had it. Let me see here. Let's see. I remember having it. I forget when I ever got interviewed with that. It was a live stream video. Can't remember. I do remember being on one of these videos, but I do not remember which one it was. The best way to find it would be go to Podbean would be going to Podbean or Google Podcasts, and you'll find it there. If I was able to find the link and share it through this, then I would. But that makes it easier. I'm gonna let you guys go because I got some other stuff to do right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy birthday to me. I'm 35, and we'll be back sometime in the next week or two. I'll be back definitely on July 8th, depending on what time I work, to do my 5-year anniversary of doing YouTube videos. So I'll be back for that one definitely. And I hope you guys enjoyed.